Soul Awakenings! Everybody does them, or at least when you unlock the Soul Temple you do, and you get them for free, periodically, because that's what happens in this game. Obviously, if you don't know, you go into here, you click on the Soul Temple, you complete these lovely jubbly quests, you get points, and then finally, ta-da, you get a free Soul Awaken. So whether you're a free-to-play player or a spender, Soul Awakens are things you can enjoy. Even moreover, if it is a Soul Awakening Gala, like it is this week here in Idle Heroes, you can go ahead and awaken more heroes and get more prizes and feel good about yourselves. But you're all doing it wrong, right? Awakens are something that I see so many people time and time again, myself included. I was guilty of this initially until I grew a brain. Basically, awakenings are a very, very silly mechanic because all you're doing is putting a grading on a hero. And ultimately, grading a hero is a perfectly fine thing to do. I mean, look at all these lovely heroes with all their lovely grades, B+ in speed, very nice. Obviously, grading heroes makes them more powerful and makes them stronger, but one key thing that a lot of people choose to ignore, especially if they're free-to-play players for some reason, is that the auction house exists. And the auction house is pretty much a place you can go in if you didn't know, and you can filter by whatever the heck parameter you want. You can say, oh, I want to look for the highest attack hero in the game, woo! And then you go ahead and go, oh, look at that, mate. Oh, a Seer Who with an S in speed? For what? What's that? What? Frick, mate. Is that 1 million star? Is this guy on drugs? 1 million starry gems? No one's buying that. Okay, sometimes people put things up for unreasonable prices, but typically you can go ahead and find a hero at a good price that's actually pretty reasonable, and that's how markets work. You have a price in mind on what you want to spend, the seller has a price in mind on how much they want to sell it for, you guys find a mutually common shared ground, and then bish bash bosh, things get sold. It's how things have been since the dawn of money and bartering and trading. Right, that's pretty much trading in a nutshell. Now, why am I telling you this? It's because not all hero copies are created equally. For example, if I went ahead and filtered for someone absolutely useless, like a Faithblade, for example, you could see the market is telling me no one has awakened a Faithblade. Why is that? Why has no one gone and awakened Faithblade? Well, the answer is because Faithblade is entirely useless. He's not a tenant for anybody. There's no reason to awaken him. People don't build him. It's just a hero that no one would have a need to awaken. But if I go to the bidding menu, and this time I'm going to filter for, let's say, Garuda, wow, suddenly there's an absolute load of them. Why does this happen? It happens because new players join the game, they build Garuda as their first E5, and then they start awakening Garuda copies. And this is why new players are stupid. There you go, I said it. It's true. It's because all you do is awaken the heroes that you have, because short-term gain, short-term reward, short-term value says awaken the hero you own so that you can go ahead and make them stronger. Now, I believe that that's okay if it's the first time you're ever awakening a hero, or maybe you're looking for a D tier. That's fine. But as soon as you've got a decent enough D tier or C tier on that hero, there is no reason to awaken them anymore, because it's bad, it's stupid. Garuda is an entirely useless hero. I will filter by attack, and you can see I have done that, and you can see the best attack ones in here are all B, and the people here are struggling to sell them. Look at these prices, this is insane. A B with really solid stats, armor break, control immunity offset's not going to do much, but you know, it's there, and this is not selling. And it's going for 650 starry gems. Why is it not selling? Because no one wants this. No one wants a Garuda. And now you're stuck with a hero copy that if that B was on someone that actually people want, would sell. And that's important, because hero copies should be sold. Even if you're a free-to-play player, become aware of how the auction house works. Awaken heroes that are marketable. So, what heroes are marketable? Well, any hero that is a remotely good support hero that people go nuts for is marketable. So, a big one, surprisingly, Olivia. Olivias really do sell. You'd be surprised. Look at this one here, 2,000, that's a B. That might sell. We got one here, C and HP, that's less good. But look at this one, solid B, that is going for almost triple the price that Garuda was going for. And you can see people have sold their Olivias very successfully for over 1,000 starry gems. The reason this is the case is because spenders like me love having a powerful Olivia to use in game modes like Star Exposition. But before you all jump on heroes like Olivia, don't forget that Transcendence heroes are also pretty darn good. And if you go ahead and awaken an A-tier Transcendence hero, you can see they sell for massive prices. Look, there's a bidding price there for 47,000 on an A-tier Vesa. Vesas sell for really high prices. And another thing you need to learn is which heroes do sell for high prices and which ones don't. For example, if you watch Barry Gaming's videos, you'll see that he goes ahead and awakens Seer all the freaking time. And this is stupid because look, I can go ahead in here and I can buy an A- Seer for less than I could a Vesa. And actually, A- Seers, you can see, have sold for as little as 23,000 story gems, and I've seen them go for less than 20,000 story gems, because Seer is not that commonly used by people who are looking for an A-tier hero. If you're super duper late game and you've beaten campaign, then maybe you're interested in a Seer, but realistically, the heroes people want are the ones that offer them the most progress, and a Sword Flash is not going to be that hero unless you're like an early whale looking for a giant killer Sword Flash to clean through game modes. But the majority of early players who have maybe 2 or 3 Transcendence heroes aren't looking to buy an A-tier hero with giant killer. They just haven't established that value yet because there is no need, because they can already do the game modes perfectly fine without an A-tier. It's only when you get to the deep regions of Void campaign, or you want to just destroy people at PvP, that having a giant killer hero actually makes a difference. So if I go ahead and filter by someone, I don't know, like Mockman or Asmodel, 2 of the best campaign heroes we have, and then I turn off the filter for the Seer, look at the prices these guys sell for. So that's a high Asmodel with an A in attack. This is a phenomenal tenant. 6,000 story gems. You can see here an A-tier Asmodel, 65,500, and ones have sold for 60,000, 58,000, 48,000, way higher than Seer copies go for. And if I look for a Mockman, you'll see there are no A Mockmans in here. And you might initially think, well, why? Where did all the A Mockmen go? They got bought. A-tier Mockman is one of the highest demand heroes in the game. So if you're going to awaken someone, awaken a Mockman, because you can sell the copies. Look at this, an A+ in attack, and it's going for 100,000. That might even sell. Oh, this one here, that's gonna get the whales creaming. Look, it might not look like a lot of attack, but attack's one of the least important stats in late game unless it's a tenant. HP and speed are more important. That's a whopping speed stat. That's an A. And the guy's gone with a bidding price of 30,000. People are going to jump all over this and fight to see who can grab it. Now, granted, it doesn't have Giant Killer, so you would need to put hammers into this to get Giant Killer. But look, you can even see good high attack ones there. 5,500 on attack. That's a tenant, right? Don't forget that you can use base levels of heroes as tenants for Transcendence heroes. So it's perfectly good. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you today is when it comes to awakening heroes, awaken ones that sell for good prices in the auction house, not the ones you need because you're trying to upgrade your copy. Do not mindlessly awaken heroes. If you go ahead and get a good copy of someone like a Mockman or a Vesa, you can sell it here. Freya also sells pretty well if it's a B. If it's an A, less so. But that's the funny thing. Some heroes sell better as Bs than they do as As. Depends on what they're used for. But overall, you are looking for heroes that are sellable in the auction house. Throw them in, sell them, and then what do you do with the story gems? You go ahead and buy the actual hero you wanted for really cheap. So let's say you were going to grab a Drake because you wanted a stronger Drake. Drakes are actually really, really cheap. So if I go ahead and show you by removing Asmodel from our filter, you can go ahead and buy Drakes for next to nothing. If we scroll down, look, there you go. You can go ahead and get a B Drake with block and crit, decent stats there in attack and HP for 700 story gems. Right? That's way better than the Olivia that was going for almost 2,000. Right? And look, there's lots of them. That one's got a B+ in HP, 750. And you just keep going and looking at this and you're like, wow, this is actually fantastic. Right? This guy's trying to sell this one for 2,000. That's not going to sell because you can just see the market's way better. That one's going for 600. And look, what B-? What? 388. You get my point. So, little public service announcement today that if you're going to go and awaken some heroes this week or at any point in your Idle Heroes journey, once you've awakened the hero you want, maybe once or twice just to get a D, just go awaken good heroes. Sell those good heroes, get a profit, and then actually buy the heroes you wanted. it's a good thing to do. It also means you don't waste just awakening a ton of Eloise copies or Garuda copies needlessly. You can actually go ahead and awaken just like, oh, I've got a leftover Mockman, or I got a chest. Remember those Transcendence chests? These things that I can hopefully go and show you. These bad boys that a lot of people just don't know what to do with. Go pull out Asmodeles or Vessers and awaken them. And then you might high roll and you'll be able to sell them. And by the way, if anyone does get an A tier Asmodel, let me know. I'm looking for one. But yeah, there you go. That's my little public service announcement. Awaken good heroes. Stop awakening bad heroes. And get out of here. Hopefully you learned something. Happy idling.